This is my 1994 80 series Land Cruiser 1HZ. This is my 1994 80 series Land Cruiser 1HZ. On this video, we will be going through what we've done, start to finish, and any future plans for this rig. I hope you enjoy.
Alright, so explain to us what's happening at the front of this car.
Right, so I've got the TJM bar. I'm not sure what model it is. It was on the car when we bought it back in July last year. We've got the King's Dominator winch. It's never let us down. Yeah, we've given it some hell through Coffs Harbour and Glasshouse. We've got the personalised plates and the fair lead here, just from eBay. We've then got the eBay lights at the front here. They change colour, just choose the colour you want. There's also high beam and low beam. They're not the best high beam, low beam, but they do the trick. Oh, I've also got the Beyond Blue edition GME aerial, just to suit the colour theme of the car that I want to go with.
Alright, so as you would have seen in the first clip of this video, this car has pretty insane rear flex. So what have we done with the suspension?
Yep, so we've got the 4-inch Dobson's coils under the front here. I'm not sure what the load rating is. We've got the 4-inch Superior shocks. We've got the Superior 4-inch corrected radius arms. We've also got the Extreme 4x4 Tough Dog steering dampener, just to help with the steering with the bigger tyres. We haven't upgraded any of the arms in this car yet. That is in the works in the near future, just to help with the stability of it and making sure the diff is corrected to the tyre track. On this rig, we just got some cheapy Conforcer MTs, 35 by 12 by 17. 35 by 12.5 by 17, just with some fake imitation beadlock rims. They do the trick, they look nice, make the car look a treat. So anyway, we'll get to the rear. So under the rear, we've also got Dobinson's 4-inch coils. They are load rated 150 to 200 kilos per side. That's just to help with the rear weight, to make the car sit level. At the moment, the rear does sit a little bit higher. I'm not sure what the measurement is, but it sits a little bit higher than the front. But that's no dramas. Once we load it up, it sits perfectly level, looking mint. We also have the 4-inch Superior shocks underneath the rear here. Then we just have, under here, we have just eBay special adjustable upper and lower trailing arms, or control arms, whatever you want to call them. We also haven't upgraded the panhard in the rear here. That's also in the works, just to make sure, obviously, the diff is corrected. At the moment, I do believe that the diff is out a little bit. Obviously, every time we flex up, the diff moves. So that is in the works. We have also upgraded the exhaust. That's just a DAE performance exhaust from Victoria. Never had a problem so far. 3-inch exhaust for this one. Yeah, we'll get to the back. Alright, so at the back here we have the AUSSIE 4x4 rear bar. To be honest, I haven't had the best experience with this rear bar. I just don't think it's strong enough. I don't think it's durable enough. It doesn't sit right. As you can see, if you look at this side of the vehicle and then you look at the other side of the vehicle, it's not level. So one side's like this and one side's like this. So it's sagging on one side, which makes the car look, it's a bit embarrassing for me, to be honest. But anyway, we're stuck with it for the moment. Obviously, this costs me an arm and a leg, as any rear bar does, and I haven't obviously had the funds to then just go buy another rear bar. This is a dual jerry can, 1 tyre swing away, and it also has the dual tyre swing away. So that's a bonus to this rear bar, is you can interchange what you'd like. I have gone myself and fitted these number plate lights, and obviously fitted my number plate as well. It does have locking mechanisms on it, so I'll just open it up now and show you. So that one locks away like that. And that one locks away like that. So it does work, but like for it being on the car for around 6 months, I can already see rusting starting, and it's already faded. The price, okay, you get what you get. Long-term longevity of the bar, I wouldn't recommend. Alright, now we're going to move on to the rear setup. Alright, so as you can see, we have some coolant. No, just kidding. So as you can see, we have the King's fridge slide here, and we have the King's 95 litre dual fridge and freezer. We also have the 2 XTM drawers, and we've made up ourselves a bit of a custom, what would you call it? Custom box setup, whatever you want to say, just to kind of enclose the drawers in the fridge. And then that allows us to have our air compressor. At the moment, the rear is not the tightest, but allows us to have the air compressor and then full drive recovery gear on this side. Yeah, I'll just show you how it all works. So just slides out like that, and then it's also got dual sides, so it can open either this side or it can open this side. So it gives you a lot of option to where you want your fridge to be, or if it's in a bit of a weird situation, if it's not great access on this side, you can access it via that side. Alright, so in these XTM drawers down here, we've just got mainly tools and spares. I do also have a massive spares bag up there, just to make sure whenever we go out on big trips that I do take the necessities. Might get into that after this. But yeah, I've just got like some girly tools, just a socket set, screwdrivers, bit of WD-40, coolant, just the necessities. And then in this top drawer here, I have all my kitchenware. These drawers are really good. They're really good locking system and drawer system. I made this custom wood tailgate. It's a bit worse for wear now. Obviously you can see it's faded with having use. But yeah, basically we just cut it to the old carpet tailgate that was on here, sanded it back, painted it, varnished it, and then did a clear coat. But obviously, as you can see, as wear and tear has gone by, it has faded, so we'll probably fix this one up when we do the future plans. Alright, so we're just going to run through a little bit of the spares we have, just to maybe help someone out if they're not sure what spares they should or shouldn't carry. This is just what I personally carry myself. So we have just a 1 litre of 1550, so that's just the oil we use for the vehicle. We also have heater and cooling hoses, so that's just a few of them. We then have fuel doctor. This is just in case you get any stale or old fuel or any contaminants in your fuel. We have had a situation where the car was not happy with the fuel it was getting, and we had to use this and it cleared it all up. We then have some diff oil for any occasion where you may damage your diff or diff oil leaks out or any of that. We have spare 2.5 litres of diff oil. We also have some power steering stop leak. It is a bit worse for wear because we did have an issue where the power steering was leaking and it was very noisy. So we were just topping it up with this. We have now fixed that, but I still carry this just in case. We also have some brake or clutch fluid. Also have some high temp bearing grease. We have a fuel filter. It is handy to have. Again, contaminants in fuel, anything like that. I have some belts. So like I said, a little bit worse for wear, but I have a drive belt and an aircon belt. So that's just in case my belts decide to spit themselves off. I also have some high tensile bolts. Alright, we have the plastic snorkel here. I'm not entirely sure the brand. I would suggest it would be Safari, but that obviously just helps with water crossings and things like that. Also helps the car to breathe. Then we go up the top here, we have the King's King's 3 meter awning. It's looking a bit worse for wear, probably need to upgrade, but that will be in the future. We also have the Max Tracks at the top, just 2 of them for the moment. We then have the 32-inch, I believe it is, light bar up the top. That helps with those darker nights where the headlights are absolutely shit. We then have the eBay special towing mirrors. They work a treat. I literally could not see with the factory mirrors, so this was an essential upgrade. We also have the solar, the 120 watt solar panel at the top for the 12 volt system. On the other side, we then also have the XTM shower tent. We also have the King's roof rack up the top, which holds all of the equipment up there. Alright, in the rear here we also have a dual battery system setup. So we've just gone with the King's affordable We've never had a problem with it as far. So we've got the 120 amp hour lithium battery, 40 amp DC-DC charger, and then we also have the control box which everything plugs into. That just helps like any switches. We don't have any lights in the rear here at the moment. Alright, now we'll move into the engine. Alright, so at the front here, as you can see, we have this massive intercooler that is to keep the car cool, which does an amazing job. We have this cut through the front of the vehicle, going up around to the air intake side and up around into the exhaust side. So on this side, as you can see, I have a fuse box. It's just to help with all the extra accessories not being directly on the battery. This does run to the battery, of course, but then obviously everything is fused. Now, I would like to get everything kind of rewired and everything tidied up, but obviously that is a lot of money. We have done quite a lot of engine work to this vehicle. We have had the fuel pump rebuilt, as well as the manual fuel pump, brand new one. We've also had the injectors reconditioned, and we also experienced one of the injector lines snapping, which we have also replaced, as well as the injector line clamps, which were not on the vehicle when we first bought it. Replaced the power steering fluid reservoir tank, as well as the power steering fluid pump. We rebuilt a genuine pump. Basically, we have obviously the air box, and then we have the intercooler piping running from the intercooler into the turbo, and then we do also have a AUSSIE, I believe is the name, CT26 turbo. We have also replaced the clutch in this vehicle, as well as the gearbox seals and some other things. It is still leaking. We believe, don't quote me on this, but we believe it's from the head studs, because we cannot see where it's leaking from, and because the engine's so far pushed up on the firewall, we believe that's where it's coming from. We have replaced the rear main 3 times over roughly 6 months. Now move on to the inside of this vehicle. So some upgraded seat covers. They're very comfy, hug your body, just from Autobahn, I believe. We've got the RM Williams steering cover on here. We've also got the upgraded Sony head unit. We've also got the upgraded, not upgraded, but we've changed the gear shifter just on the longer one. We also have the Oricom UHF. We also have obviously the light bar switch, and we've also got the cup holders here. Work a treat. I would be beside myself if I didn't have these. I rest my arm on these all the time, and obviously cup holder right there is amazing. I also have the quad lock, which holds my phone and never had an issue with it. I also have the solar screen up here just to keep the car a little bit cooler. Also the dash mat, and then over here I have a dash organizer which just keeps my wallet, phone, any other necessities in there. I also have a pillar pod here which has all my, which watches all of my temp gauges, boost gauge, oil pressure. So I've got boost gauge, exhaust temp, oil pressure and water temperature on here. So that's just to make sure the car stays at obviously operating temperature. That's about it. If you like this video, make sure you go check out our Instagram page, Aussie Outdoors 4x4, and make sure you also go check out my TikTok at Lara_80_series. We'll also put that in the link. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.